our school cybersecurity project, we have a system called the OWASP Juice Shop that is a full-fledged shop system that teaches people how web vulnerabilities work, security flaws, and how to better secure web applications. So the entire repo is actually open source and is on GitHub. So I already got this set up, and this is pretty much what the system looks like. It is a secret link which is called the scoreboard. So what this page does is complete list of things that you can attack on this system. So like the scoreboard is actually a hidden link. So once you visit this page, you will actually unlock the scoreboard challenge. The challenges are split into different stars. The interesting thing is these 6-star challenges actually have prerequisites from previous lower star challenges. Maybe like a 3-star challenge has like a requirement to be done to be able to complete the 6-star challenge. For the school project, we are supposed to do as many challenges as we can. And so far, I've done a 3-star challenge as well as a couple of the 2-star challenges. There is a website that's hosted that contains all the solutions for all the challenges for this system. It's very helpful because for someone like me who doesn't really have much background in cybersecurity, plus a lot of the challenges are just so isolated, especially when you have no background in cybersecurity. It's very difficult to figure all this out without any prior knowledge. And definitely this helps a lot. There is no way for someone with no background in cybersecurity to know all this and magically know how to do all these challenges without referring to anything at all. It's just impossible. Plus, with the time frame of 13 weeks, it's pretty much impossible if you want to do it from scratch and figure out everything by yourself just from the names. So for each of the challenges, they actually show a brief description of what the challenge is about. Let's say for the error handling one, it says that you are supposed to provoke an error that's neither very gracefully or consistently handled. And you have to fiddle around and see what can trigger these errors. And some of the challenges are like this one: access a confidential document. It doesn't say anything about it. There is no way to find out what this confidential document is. But we have to refer to some sort of reference to help us guide through all the challenges. There are a lot of tutorials online, like YouTube videos that show the step-by-step on how to solve all these challenges as well. It's not difficult, but a lot of these are very tedious to do and they do take quite a while, especially the ones that are 3 stars and above. So I'm gonna try out a couple of more 3-star challenges and we'll see how this goes. There are a couple of challenges that can be done using this tool called the Burp Suite, which is the community edition that I'm using here. So far I've only used the intercept feature, which is to intercept any requests before sending it to the backend. Alright, I forgot to put on the wide angle lens. So right now, I'm going to attempt the 3-star challenge, which is the API only XSS. So it's to perform an XSS attack without using the front end. So here's the rough guide of it. There's about 10 steps and let's see if we can get it done. I'm trying out the XSS attack from the API and I'm using the Thunder client as a VS Code extension here. So I've already pasted the content into the JSON body here, which will be sent to the API, but I just don't like this. You see, my cursor is actually here, but if I actually backspace, it will actually remove the braces at the end here. So if I toggle maybe like it's somewhere in the middle, it will start deleting like some random character. So this is such an annoying bug for Thunder Client. I decided to remove the wide angle lens because I thought it's better to just look at it from the normal lens. So I've already followed the instructions for the API XSS attack. So I've put in the body here, which is an iframe of the JavaScript alert code here, and then I've put in the barrier token in the auth, and this is the request, and this should be post. If I send the request, it is a success. And if you go back to the shop here, so if you look through the products and we click on the XSS product that we just created from the post request, you actually trigger the alert here, and now it will say that it's successful. So for context, the reason why this works is because this is being sent directly to the backend, and there's probably some sort of validation that checks for the description, whether the description contains these HTML tags in the content or not. But the API doesn't have this validation. So by right, web applications should modify this and change to its HTML entity equivalent symbol. So for the left angle bracket here, the equivalent one is the N and LT with a semicolon, and it's supposed to store it in that way rather than storing it as the pure symbol like you receive it from the user here, because it will pretty much just execute the script like this. And that's how we managed to get this to work. And there we go, we now have the API only access challenge completed. Alright, right now I'm solving this challenge called the login Amy, which is to log in with Amy's original credentials. Somehow Amy is using the husband's name Keith, written as K1F, but how the heck do we even know that Amy's husband is not Keith? Where is this even mentioned for this juice shop system? It's things like this that makes it so obscure that there is no way without referring to anything to find out all these solutions. Alright, that's it for today. I managed to solve a 4-star challenge, which is my first 4-star challenge. Add a hidden item or like some sort of seasonal item to the cart and checkout. So there's this Christmas special item which we can find from the products list by using SQL injection to list out all the products. And basically I made a post request to the basket and we can add the item to the basket and then we can just check out. And there we go. So we've got some great news. The first ever payout for Decosmic is coming on the way to my bank account on the 1st of July. There we go, $200 is on the way to my bank account. So hopefully this will be a great sign for better things to come, and hopefully we can build Decosmic into a very useful platform for people to use and turn this into a $1 million startup. Alright, I just did a very simple configuration change on my MySQL server, and this made the whole system so much snappier and faster. So I found this really useful tool called the MySQL tuner, which is on GitHub. It is a PostScript that will run through your database configurations and provide recommendations on what variables to adjust. So you can see the example here, the recommendations, the variables to adjust, and they will say like what is the recommended number that you should set certain variables to. And the thing is, MySQL has so many goddamn variables, like I think at least 600 or so variables. There's so many to configure. Just this script alone makes it so easy to find out what exactly is wrong with your database performance and how you can adjust it to become much snappier. So if you are on the 8 and above version, you have complete support and you can try this out. Let me know if this works for you if you decide to try it out. Alright, I didn't really mention this in my previous video, which was the Pocket Tree unboxing. The reason why I chose the Pocket Tree is that it is super small and portable, and the best part is that it's discreet. Pretty much nobody knows that you're recording because the entire camera body is so small and so compact that you pretty much can hold it with your hand and only part of it will stick out. And the screen is so small that nobody can even tell that you are even recording. The lens as well is super tiny and most people wouldn't even notice it. Initially I wanted to record vlogs with my iPhone camera, but I thought that it was very bulky and super difficult to vlog with it, because if I want to use the camera to vlog, I have to either hold it like this, like out like this, which is pretty much telling everyone around me in the vicinity that I'm recording, that I'm vlogging, and it's just a bit embarrassing because if you're completely new to vlogging and all this, it feels very unnatural and it attracts a lot of attention from the people around you. And holding your phone out like this makes you so vulnerable to pickpockets. Someone can just be on a bicycle and just drive past you, just snatch your phone because you're holding it like this. This is an extremely vulnerable way to hold your phone, because usually if you hold your phone like this to probably take a photo, you probably only use like 3 fingers like this to hold, rather than when you're using your phone, the phone is closer to you, so you probably use your whole hand to hold your phone, and it's a bit less exposed to the people around you when you hold your phone closer to you. These phones are so recognizable because they have a very iconic look to it that makes pickpockets want to steal it from you. And especially if you are vlogging using your phone overseas, like doing a travel vlog, it's even worse. Let's say you lose your phone while vlogging, while you are overseas in a foreign country that you're not even familiar with. Your phone is the only thing that you have, and everything is on your phone, like your bank account information, your identity information, whatever passwords, or email accounts, everything lives on your phone. That's how incredibly important our phones are. Everything nowadays pretty much lives on our phone. I even have my Apple Pay on my phone that I can go around and use it for my travel card, or I can make payments easily with my phone and I don't even have to bring my wallet out. That makes it so convenient nowadays to just bring your phone and that's all you need. You don't even need to bring anything else with you to go out to anywhere. Now on the Osmos Pocket 3, the front and back camera is the same quality as well because it uses only one camera and it's a automatically rotatable camera that rotates itself either if you want to film it on the front or if you want to film whatever you're looking at. It will always be the same quality and you can see yourself in the frame with that super high resolution video. Unlike if I were to use my iPhone to vlog, the front and the back camera quality is so different. The front one is much worse than the one on the back. If I were to hold it the other way around with the rear camera facing me so that the quality would be better, the screen will be facing the other way and I wouldn't be able to see myself whether I'm in frame or not, and that makes it so hard to vlog on it. You have to guess whether you're in frame, and if you happen not to be in frame, then that's it, the video is ruined. And having a camera separate from your phone is also a lot better because if you are going overseas and you have to use your phone for like navigation, finding where you want to go next, and doing other things like taking photos and doing stuff like messaging, uploading your photos to Instagram or whatever, the camera battery will be separate from your phone battery, which is so much better than putting the camera on your phone. Using a phone as your camera to film videos makes the battery drain so fast because you're pretty much sharing the same battery capacity for navigating around, doing your other things that your phone should be doing, and sharing that capacity with your camera, draining your battery even faster. So having this flexibility of a camera with a completely separate battery from your phone makes it so much better that you can still do what you're supposed to do on your phone and having a dedicated camera to film what you want. And aside from battery is the storage as well. If your phone has a lot of things on it, you have a completely separate storage on your camera. So if I were to film like hours of footage of 4K 60 frames videos, it would take so much storage on my phone and I wouldn't be able to fit all of that into my phone. Now I think the most underrated feature of the Pocket 3 is how quick and easy it is to pull out your Pocket 3 from your pocket, or maybe you're just holding it, to the time it takes to start a recording. The whole process probably takes only like 2-3 seconds from the time you take it out, the time you switch it on and you start recording. That whole thing takes probably like only 3 seconds. It makes it so fast and so easy to record whatever you want in the moment. In my opinion, the best part of the Pocket 3 is that it charges so fast. I believe on the official DJI Specs website, it states that it can charge up to 80% in just 16 minutes. That is crazy fast for a camera. And that is so good because if you're outside and you need the power very fast, you can charge it so fast and there is minimal downtime between your recording and you can just keep recording whatever you want. That is pretty much the best part of the Pocket 3. Alright, I managed to solve quite a number of challenges. Here you can see I solved 14. And these are all the challenges I solved, from 1 star to 6 stars here. Is that 6 stars? I think it's one. No, this is 5 stars. I'm currently in the midst of solving a 6-star one, but these are the ones that I've solved so far. There are 2 5 stars and 4 4 stars, and I believe I did solve a 3-star one, but I think when I restart the application, this whole thing got reset, so it didn't really remember that one that I solved. By right, I should have solved 15 already. So this whole system is actually very interesting because after trying out the challenges that I solved earlier, there are a bunch of challenges that has reference to a bunch of cultural references like the Rick and Morty one, and it just reminds me of those games that have ARGs, which is called the alternate reality game here. So it's pretty much an interactive network narrative that uses a real-world problem as a platform to employ storytelling to deliver a story that may be altered by players' ideas or actions. So these are usually done in games. A popular one is from TF2 and the other one I know is from Fortnite, and I believe Overwatch has some sort of ARG inside it as well. So there was this rapper called MaxSafeSearch which made a music video called the Protect Your Password. So inside this video, the lyrics actually contain how to crack this challenge. He mentioned that he used the name of his dog, Mr. Noodles as a password and change some of the vowels into zeros. So I'm gonna try to solve a 6-star challenge right now, which is a remote code execution one. So the 6-star challenges require some sort of prerequisite from the previous challenges, maybe like a 3-star one or 4-star one, in order to complete a 6-star one. If we look at the solution here, it says that to follow the steps of 1 to 7 from this challenge, which I think is a 3-star challenge, before we can execute this one to complete the 6-star challenge. Right, we just managed to solve the prerequisite for the 6-star challenge, which I found out that it was actually a 5-star challenge. So what this does is to abuse the JSON deserialization to include a while loop here, which will cause an infinite loop, and the response will return an infinite loop detected, which will help us to complete the challenge for the 5-star one. Alright, I managed to get the 6-star challenge done. This is my first 6-star challenge. It basically uses the same exploit that a 5-star challenge one does. So if you use this expensive regular expression code here and we pass it to the API, it will actually return this unavailable message and status file tree. So the goal of the 6-star challenge that I just solved was to occupy the server without using infinite loops, which was what the previous 5-star challenge was using. So yeah, I've already done a number of challenges. I've solved I think 17 challenges, and this was, honestly, I find it quite fun to do. They are quite fun to do, but some of the challenges were quite difficult, and without prior knowledge on some of the exploits and what the context of the exploit is about, it's a bit difficult for someone with no cybersecurity background to do all these tasks and challenges. We've got quite a number of other projects to do, so I think I will move on to work on some of the other school projects, and maybe if we have time, and maybe we can come back to this project and solve a couple of more challenges.